Thanks, everyone. Traverse City Central, our band of the week, and we would like to thank them for coming out fresh off a big gig they had tonight at the West Central game at Thurlby Field. Now, let's get into the football portion of that. Last year, it was a high-flying, high-scoring game at Thurlby, 51-42 win for West. This year was a whole lot different. Here we go with the highlights. A safari theme for the Central students there. West, the guys in the trenches were ready to play some smash mouth football. That's what they did here. Opening drive of the game, Central driving into West territory. Fumble though, recovered by West Devin Matthews, and they would move the ball themselves on offense. They start moving it with Zach Schaefer back from an injury, and he was huge. Converts a 4th and 1 right there. Later, he's going to convert another 4th and 1. It wouldn't be the last one of this drive either. His biggest would come at the end of the drive. Another 4th and 1 touchdown here caps a 20-play drive. He had 20 carries in the first half alone, a Central West record, 37 carries on the day, and he had 178 yards rushing. Central here late in the first half, Ryan Verschuren takes. It's going to take a nice game up the right sideline. Wouldn't do much more than that in the first half, though, and more of the same in the second half for West. They'd score on the opening drive of the half to make it 14-7. Central, or to make it 14-0. Central made it 14-7 in the fourth. Had a chance to tie it late, but West hung on to win this one by a final 14-7. Let's stay in the Big North Conference. Ogama Heights at Cadillac tonight. Ogama was in control of this one early on. Brandon Benet is going to take the screen pass down the sideline, forced out of bounds after a nice game. Next play, it's Travis Terrence running it down to the 1-yard line. And after a horse collar penalty, which you're going to see right here, they would get it first and goal right there. Sheldon Roberto is going to take it in from there. 19-7 Ogama with the lead, but after we left, well, Caddy started firing away 45-38. They beat West last week, get another big North Conference win tonight over Ogama Heights.
Well, in most seasons, Suttons Bay and Frankfort are fighting it out for the Northwest Conference title. But this year, the Panthers and Norsemen are both trying to stay alive for the playoffs at this point. At 3-2, Frankfort needing to win 3 of their last 4 to have a shot. While at 1-4, the Norsemen would be eliminated from playoff contention with a loss tonight. And it was a windy one, not just judging by the flag, but I think all of us out there on the sidelines tonight can vouch for that. It was a tough and cold one out there. We picked things up right before the half. Frankfurt's Zach Terwilliger punches it in for the touchdown. Panthers go up 20-6. Coming to the other end of halftime, we picked this one up in progress. The opening kickoff, Bigley takes it all the way back for 7. That puts the Panthers up 27-6. Later in the third, Suttons Bay driving, but Sam Kelty misses his target, intercepted by Mullen 9. That sets up another 1-yard punch in. And the Panthers, they go rolling on with this one, keeping those playoff hopes oh so sweet and more importantly alive. 40-6, your final there. Well, Boyne City trying to get a big win at home. We're going to check in on this one. First quarter, watch St. Francis. They have a botched snap here. Quarterback Seth Kelkett picks up the fumble and scrambles all he can through a lot of bodies. Ends up scampering to the end zone. No one said it had to be pretty, but St. Francis gets on the board 8-0. Then they showed up on defense too. Kelkett specifically right there with the defensive tackle with that gang. Next possession, new quarterback Austin Curry hands it off to Ryan McDonald, and McDonald can run pretty fast, just a little bit faster than the guys chasing him. That's a 54-yard run. The final in this one, St. Francis wins it 28-0.
Thanks again, guys. Well, Mock Week had a completely different meaning for the Kingsley Stags this week. For more on that, let's go back over to Harrison.
Thanks, Giacomo. Normally, students poke fun at their rival schools before a big game, but the Stags this week, they decided to wear purple, yellow, and black to honor Glen Lake student Logan McDonough, who died in a car accident 2 weeks ago. Special game here in Kingston tonight. Logan's favorite color was purple, which the Glen Lake Lakers are now wearing on their socks all week. And as you can see here, Carter Lee running proud in those socks, scrambling down to the 10-yard line. Later, this one would be punched in by number 27. We believe his name is Curtis Bunick, sliding on in there, scoring touchdowns. I know he scored one last week, so he's a big guy in the red zone. Time winding down, those Stags actually fumble the ball on their next drive, and they only have a 6-point lead at this point. We're going to see here the Lakers, they say they have possession, and the officials, they're going to go ahead and agree with them. And if you see on the scoreboard, just a 6-point deficit with a few minutes left. Carter Lee then on 4th down trying to get that ball forward, but he's brought down and tosses an incomplete pass. And the Stags, they're going to hold on to take this big matchup, that final by 6, 13-7. North. Oh, were you going to say something, Giacomo?
No, go ahead. Glen Lake now 2 losses in the Northwest. Go ahead.
2 losses, racking up playoff chances up in the air for them as well. Northwest Conference leaders, Benzie Central, though, they're looking good. Shane Roloff's looking really good, getting things going for Benzie. And here's his buddy, Ronnie Nash, going to polish off the touchdown. Giacomo, are they the best 1-2 punch in Northern Michigan prep football?
Pretty good right now.
Hard to deny. And check this play out. End of the game, Benzie coming back on the road in Mesick. And look at the diving play, but number 88, that secures your onside kick, and that secures a Benzie Central comeback. They win this one on the road at Mesick, 20-6, remaining undefeated through the Huskies.
That's right, the team to beat there right now. Lots of action in Beal City, Lake City. Beal City near the goal line to start here. Big Nolan Davenport on defense. Gets the fumble recovery. Then on the offensive side, it's Drew Marion here for Lake City. Pitches it to Davenport like that option. The big fella, and he can pound it. He can run it pretty quickly, too, down the sidelines, forced out of bounds. Then it's Hayden Francisco, nice last name, pulls down his touchdown for Lake City. Puts them up 12-7. Beal City trying to ignore the fans in Lake City and trying to get the offense going. One of the better names you'll hear, Stone Beckwith. Can't get a better name for a football player than that. Nice run here.
Built
Forced
tough.
out of bounds. That's right. Drew Marion has the answer for Lake City, though. Adds another score with his quarterback Cooper. Puts the Trojans up 18-7. They want to win it by a final of 37-21. Staying in that area, South Everett visiting McBain, one of the more exciting teams we've seen this year. And we're going to show you why. The Ramblers rolling here. It's Derek Von Busuk. The kickoff return here near midfield, and this will set up the Ramblers very nicely. Later on, Logan Nemeth, all-around playmaker, is going to get the nice run to go. McBain.
He's good on the basketball floor, too.
He's very good. They went to the state finals last year. 39-0. McBain improves to 5-1 on the season with the win.
Well, another homecoming night to report. Gaylord St. Mary's. First time we saw float in the highlights all year, though. And congratulations to Emily Mitchell. She was crowned at halftime. St. Mary's down 26-6 to Mayo. Into the second, the Snowbirds, not the Snowboards, would have
That'd be
a
a cool
botched
name,
snap.
though.
Maybe a new nickname next week. Chris Leach recovers that one. Mayo takes over. QB Grant Price, all kinds of time, finally finds Seth Tomey for the touchdown, 32-6 Mayo. Then the defense, tough here. Tomey, we got guys on offense and defense all over the highlights tonight. He gets the interception there. Mayo ball again. Donald Burden gets the handoff, and he's running all the way into Andrew Keller's face on the sidelines. It's all right, he was unscathed, we promise. Burden scores on the next play, and Mayo runs away with a big one, 54-16 over St. Mary.
Thanks, Harrison. Again, I want to thank these guys for coming out here tonight. I know it was a tough night for them because it was cold and Central took the loss, but a very unique story with the TC Central band this year, and that's why I have their band director here, Dave Hester. Dave, you took over the band a week into the season. Tell me how that all kind of worked out.
Well, I had my job interview the Monday of band camp, so obviously I couldn't be with the kids, and that was the week of the first game. And then I got hired in. I moved up from Oklahoma, and I had about 40 hours of traveling back and forth between Michigan and Oklahoma, and I started the Monday of the second game, and it was kind of a whirlwind, but I'm starting to finally get settled in, and I'm loving every minute of it.
And a Michigan guy from Canton, Michigan, happy to be back home, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, let's let the kids take over here and play us out. Thanks again for joining us here on Hometown Highlights.